palms grow. A lot of people move to Florida, and of course the first thing they want to plant in their yard is a new palm. And understandably, having moved from the Northeast or wherever you might have moved from, palms don't grow there, and so you know very little about palms. There is a huge amount of information about palm trees, but today we're going to keep it very basic, an introductory, if you will, as to how palms grow, so that when you see something unusual or different in your palm, you'll know that it's perfectly normal, or hopefully you'll know. So palm trees grow from the top. All your new growth is going to come out the top of this palm tree, or any palm tree. And you're going to be able to find the new growth, or see it high up if it's a tall tree, by looking towards the middle, the very top middle of the palm. That's what this is right here. In this particular one, it's the new growth. The new growth comes out through the center, or in the bigger palms, up through the top. And as that happens, the nutrition moves from the bottom of the palm tree up to the next level of growth. When that happens, it is normal that the lower growth, the oldest growth on the very bottom of the palm, closest to the ground, is going to start to discolor. And what will happen is it'll start to change color, like you see in this one here, where you see yellowing, and then eventually it's going to become completely brown. When that happens, you go ahead and take your clippers, and we'll just pretend this one's on this palm tree here. You just take your clippers and clip it off. Do not trim off fronds that are green. They need to be mostly brownish and yellow before you trim them off. When you do that, that is what creates the trunk, and that is how the palm tree grows. So in this circumstance, we have a little bit of growth on this tree, but on the palm trees behind me, you can see they have huge trunks, which leads me to the next point. When you trim off this frond, you're going to leave a little bit of material on the trunk. That is commonly called a boot, the leaf end or the boot. Some palm trees actually drop their boots. In other words, they'll naturally fall away from the tree. Queen palms, Robolini palms, like this one here, all do that. Some palm trees do not drop their boots. So for example, the medjool that's behind me there, you can see that the boots are still attached to the tree where the leaves used to be. Sylvesters are another example of that. They do not drop their boots either. Now, when you start to see overall yellowing, in other words, your palm doesn't just have lower growth yellowing. If you start to see yellowing overall, that's your clue that you need to fertilize. And palm trees definitely need good quality fertilizer. The product we carry here is Nurseryman Suregrow, which I highly recommend for palms because it has all the nutrients that the palms require. You definitely need to fertilize your palm trees at least twice a year, ideally 3 times a year in this part of the world. That would be spring, summer, and fall. Of course, as always, if you have any questions about your palm tree or something looks completely abnormal to you, feel free to call us, drop by, or you can email us from our email on our website, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.